And welcome to episode number 2 of my old school RuneScape Ironman to Max series. And in this episode we'll be doing a lot more questing and working on getting our stats ready for the quest cape grind. If you haven't yet, you can check out episode 0 of the progress made so far on the account, as well as episode number 1 with the very first bit of actual progress made on video. And without further ado, we'll get into the episode. And starting out right here, we're going to start the Scorpion Catcher quest. This quest will give us some strength XP and take us to a few different places over the map. We had to start off by heading to Sears Village and finding out where the Scorpions were going to be located. The first Scorpion happens to be in the Taverley dungeon, and since we already have 70 agility, we didn't have to worry about running all the way around and getting a dusty key. So we walked over, used Scorpion Cage on the Scorpion, and went ahead and picked it right on up. And while we were in the Taverley dungeon, we went ahead and saw the Keymaster over here in the Cerberus area. And by talking to him, we repaired the Soul Bearer, which is going to be nice for future Slayer tasks, so we can go ahead and send Ensouled Heads straight back to the bank. So after getting our Soul Bearer finished up, we went ahead to collect the second Scorpion, which is right in the Edgeville Monastery. So we just teleported over to the Grand Exchange, ran over to the monastery, and picked up the Scorpion. After collecting the Scorpion in the Edgeville Monastery, we wasted no time. We used our games necklace, teleported straight up to the Barbarian Outpost, walked behind right to the Agility Arena, and went and picked up that final Scorpion. And with all the Scorpions collected, we went back up to Thormax Tower, turned in the quest for 6,625 experience and strength. After completing the Scorpions quest, we decided to start heading down the quest list in order from top to bottom. So we started out finishing our free-to-play quests out with the Corsair Cove. The boss in this quest it seemed like it was a little tanky here, but he didn't do any damage to us. And we quickly went on to finish off this quest. In between quests, we decided to AFK a little bit of fishing. We managed to get level 71 fishing, which now allows us to use crystal harpoons. It'll be a long time before we're able to actually get one. And then we used our lamp on Hunter, which got us another level up to level 54. And then we stuck around just a little bit longer and got up to level 72 fishing. After the fishing, we decided to go back to questing. We started off with the Clock Tower quest, followed by the Cold War quest. Neither of these got us any levels. We went over and worked on the Contact quest, and the boss fight is really simple. We wore magic defense gear, prayed range, and apparently it has no magic defense, so we dispatched it rather quickly without even bothering with any of the minions. Turned in the quest to the High Priest, got a thieving level up to level 77, and decided to use the Combat XP lamp on magic. We used both portions on it, but we didn't manage to actually get a level out of it. And following down the quest line, our next quest was Fairy Tale Part 2. This one is nice because it actually gives us access to one of our clue requirements. We opted to use the lamp on prayer rather than Herblore. It's a lot harder, it seems like, to train, and we got up to level 49. And next up on our quest list was King's Ransom quest. This quest gives a lot of defense XP, some magic XP, and an antique lamp, as well as access to the Nightwave's training grounds, which you need to do to unlock Chivalry and Piety. We're not going to do that yet since we don't have high enough prayer to do it anyway. We opted to use the lamp and Herblore, so we were close to a level, and that got us up to level 60 Herblore. We're now able to plant Noxifers in raids whenever we go. And the last quest in our list for now is the Land of the Goblins quest. It is the latest quest in the Goblin quest line in old school RuneScape. We got some XP, but we didn't get any levels out of it. We ended up doing one more quest, being the Ascent of Arceus, as one of the requirements for the quest cape has a higher prayer requirement. In order to use the Ensouled Heads in our bank, we need to be able to use the Arceus spellbook. By doing this quest, we use our 10% favor, and we get the level, or 60% Arceus favor. At 60%, we are now able to use the Necromancy spellbook. And starting off using the Unsold Heads, we got level 50 Prayer. This is a requirement for the Great Brain Robbery quest. We also managed to get 100% Arceus favor, 51 Prayer, 52 Prayer, which now allows us to use the Prayer Smite, 53 Prayer, 54 Prayer, and finally at the end of our Unsold Heads we managed to pick up level 55 Prayer. And starting off on our AFK grind for our quest cape requirements, we started doing some woodcutting. We managed to get level 60 woodcutting here at some maple trees. Now allows us to cut down yew trees. We also managed to pick up 1550 total level. If you're not certain of where this location is at, we're standing up here. It's a little bit further away from a bank since we're just cutting them down into arrow shafts. So if you look at the world map here, we're just northwest of the Sears Village Bank. It's a bit too far if we were planning to actually bank the logs, but since we're cutting them into arrow shafts, this works perfectly for us. And since I actually forgot that at level 60 we were able to move over to the Woodcutting Guild, we're still sitting here at the maple trees, AFK making some shafts. And we managed to pick up level 61 woodcutting. This now allows us to use a dragon axe when we get one. And here we just finished killing the Hispori. And on this kill we actually managed to get a farming level up to level 74. And we got a new collection item, the Iosaur seed. And after that we decided to go do some smithing down at the Giant's Foundry. We do need level 70 for the quest cape. And with turning in this sword here, we managed to get a smithing level up to level 62. We also managed to get up to level 63 smithing, as well as getting level 64 smithing here. And I know it's inefficient, but we did choose to purchase the ore pack for the collection log, as well as purchasing the smithing catalyst with the points that we did get during this time. After that bit of smithing, we did need to have something AFK to do, so we came over to chop some yew trees out at the Woodcutting Guild. We managed to get up to 62 woodcutting, 63 woodcutting, 64 wood chopping, and finally we got up to level 65 woodcutting, which now allows us to chop salsette mushrooms on Fossil Island, which is where we'll be moving on to next. And now over at the salsa trees on Fossil Island, we came here since it is one of the fastest XP methods in the game. We managed to get level 66 in the woodcutting skill, level 67, level 68. Haha, funny, we got level 69 woodcutting. And of course, while we're here on Fossil Island, you can't forget to do your seaweed runs and all of your birdhouse runs. And by doing this, we managed to also pick up a hunter level, getting us up to level 55 hunter. Went back over to the Solaseb trees and picked up 70 woodcutting as well. We got a lot of progress made towards the quest cape, and looking forward to seeing everybody on the next one. If you liked the video, like the video. If you want to see where this account goes from here, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. I respond to every single one of them. Thank you, and have a great day.